It's unboxing time again. I got to show you what I just received, and I'm excited about it, but I'm also a bit worried about it. Let me show you. It's a food dehydrator, but look at this corner over here. Big gouge in the box, some scraping marks. I'm not sure what this is going to look like inside, but if everything looks good, I want to do a test of it by making some salmon jerky. I like how it's packed. It has these large foam cushions inside, and hopefully they were large enough. Okay, user's manual, cookbook, 60 recipes. These are the shelf liners, and there's also a drip tray, silicone drip tray to go in the bottom, and the cord. Okay, and I'm gonna have to lift this out of there. I'll put it down to lift it out. I'm looking this over, and there's no signs of any damage anywhere. Looks good. I'll tell you a few things about this. One is I got this from the Vine Voices program. It's a Amazon program where you get invited into it. It's by invitation only. You can request from, there's like right now over 100,000 items in there. You can request them. They send them to you for free. Your only obligation is to review it. And I saw this and I thought, I want to make salmon jerky again. So let me open it up. It's got a really positive spring-loaded latch here. Ooh, everything is stainless steel. Concerned about the front. That's glass. It's not plastic. And then stainless steel trays inside. I read the instruction manual. It looks like it's going to be pretty easy to operate. There's a temperature setting here, time setting here, up and down to adjust the temperature and the time, on-off button here. This is a light inside. I want to plug it in to make sure the light is working. Again, I'm concerned about damage and shipping. And these trays seem kind of small, but there's 10 of them. So that should be plenty adequate for one person. Plugged it in. The on-off light is blinking, so I'm going to turn that on. There's a display. Right now it's set for 160 degrees Fahrenheit. You can adjust between Fahrenheit and Celsius. The biggest concern is, does the light work inside? Yes, it does. There's the light on. Ooh, that looks pretty good. All right, the next thing I need to do is prepare some salmon to make some salmon jerky. So there is my fish marinating. I cut it into strips, about 1/4 inch. Some people like to ask, did you descale it first? I never do because I never eat the skin. But if you're going to eat the skin, take the scales off first. You scrape against the scales from like tail to head of the fish to get all the scales off. If the skin has a really silvery, shiny look to it, those are the scales. If you want to remove the scales, you can. I did just to do it, but I didn't need to because I don't eat the skin. Okay, now I'm ready to just put this in my dehydrator. Oh, and as far as the marinade that I made, 1/2 cup soy sauce, 2 tablespoons brown sugar, 1/4 teaspoon freshly ground black pepper, and 1 teaspoon of Wright's liquid smoke. Mix, mix, mix until the sugar's dissolved. I'm ready to put my pieces of fish. I cut the fish just long enough to fit the width of these racks. And yes, I'm using parchment paper. Some people don't like that. How's it going to dry underneath? If there's parchment paper underneath it, it dries from the top. And if it's not dry enough, after the usual time, you just come in, take the racks out, turn all the pieces over, and then continue the drying time. All right, I used 6 trays, so I end up with getting about 30 pieces of salmon on there. I'm going to go down to 145. Temperature 145. Oops. It's a little sensitive. And then time. Let's see, time. And let's see, I'll go 6 hours, I guess. Oh, come on, time. Oh, that's really sensitive. 5 and 6. There it is. Make sure that door is latched shut. I can hear the fan running. It's going. I don't know whether the 6 hours is right or not. I go overnight when I use my kitchen oven. But this has got a fan in it. There's going to be more air circulation, so this might take less time. As far as how long it takes to dehydrate anything, it depends upon your kitchen. Do you live in an area that has high humidity, like the East Coast? That's going to take longer. Do you live out in the desert, like New Mexico? That'll take less time because the air has so little humidity there. It's so dry. I'm starting at 6, and we'll see how this goes after 6 hours. All right, it's been 8 hours, actually. I added some more time. And let's see what I've got here. Oh, it looks good. Let's pull one of these out. That looks like jerky. That looks good. All right. Got one little piece here that I broke in half to see how rigid it is or how crisp. It's not really crisp, but it does break up. To me, that's what it should do. Let's get a taste of this. Tastes like salmon. If you don't like the flavor of fish, you may want to marinate it overnight, so what you taste is the marinade rather than the fish. But I like the fish. So there's my salmon jerky in my new EpicuTech dehydrator.